What's up, y'all? This is Hussein Nasser from IGeometry. Today we will continue with our standalone application. In the previous one, we discussed how we can write code outside ArcMap. So during the first 20 episodes from this playlist, .NET Programming for ArcObjects, we have learned how to customize ArcMap. So we have ArcMap as a product, ESRI ArcMap. We have this rich application with all these functionalities, and we have learned how to write code on top of ArcMap. So our code will not work without ArcMap. So in the 21st episode, we have demonstrated that yes, it is possible to write ArcObject code, talk to the database, write stuff in ArcObject without opening ArcMap. You can write your own executable console application and almost anything, which is a host, and then write ArcObject code. The only condition is that you have to check out a license, and we have done that as well. Okay. So we have reached a stage where we want, you know what? I'm talking a lot. I'm gonna show you first what we did in the previous episode, Bestaurant Standalone. So what we did, we wrote this form, we created this project, and nothing fancy. We just loaded. When you click load venues, it will check out a license, talk to the geodatabase, which is Bestaurant geodatabase, file geodatabase, load all the restaurants, and just poof, throw them here. So what I want to do here, okay, this is I don't know when you will need this, but I had cases where I need to write the same code twice. So let me explain. So let's open the old application. Remember, this is our beautiful, we spend hours coding this, correct? And all this beautiful code, all these classes that we have built. All right, so that's a lot of work. What if you want this functionality? Okay, imagine this standalone application is not an executable because you can open ArcMap, of course, but what if you don't want to install ArcMap in a particular server or an application desktop machine? You don't want to install ArcMap, but you want that user to experience some of the functionalities that you have coded here, but he wants to experience it here without ArcMap. That's one case. Another case, imagine this, a mobile application, iPhone application, Android application. So you want the code that you have written here to be executed and reused, that's the right word, reused in your application. So speaking of mobile applications, we're gonna come to that in the WCF series that we will gonna build one day. And for now, we're gonna stick with the executables, but it's coming, guys. It's so coming, and you have asked me about so many things. You have asked me to create a JavaScript series, ArcGIS for JavaScript. That's coming as well. But I don't want to explain things as disconnected functions. I have talked about, I know I have talked about this so many times in my videos, but I just repeated. You know, none of my videos are just disconnected functions or random functions that I throw at you and you have to learn them, right? They all serve some sort of a purpose to create a real life project. This is mimicking actual working experience because you're not gonna, in your first day of work, your employer will not ask you to write a hello world application. Let's be honest here, right? He will not care if you can display a message with hello world or hello arcmap or whatever, right? So these are the samples that you can see online, but I don't want to do that. I want a real life experience, that real life problems, frustration that you can get from things that you can't find online, or you can find people struggling with problems, real life problems. That's what I want to tackle in this channel. So, and that's why this channel exists. All right, so enough talk. So what I want to do is, I built a lot of functionality here. I want to reuse these here. So at least I want this baby come here, and these two functionalities. So I know I need to list all the categories, and when I select a category, I'm gonna list all the venues. To do that, one solution is to copy and paste the code, of course. The code, which is all right, so let's just stop there. The code that's written in our old application, we have written that. Let's open that. So that's a solution, but that's an ugly solution. You don't want to duplicate codes. So the most important thing here, I don't care about controls, all right? Controls are not really important. I don't want to duplicate. It's okay if to duplicate the actual control, but the code behind it, you can really get used to it. You can use it in other projects. So my aim here is these two guys. See, category. This is a class that we created with a lot of code, and the restaurant. That's as well. So in this episode, we will pull these guys out in a separated project. Let's call it the library. And then we're going to reference the library in this project, and we're going to reference the library in the standalone project, and everyone can live happily ever after. Oh my God. Hopefully they will live happily ever after. Okay, Bestaurants standalone. So we need a library. Okay, let me show you my drawing skills now. I am an expert in art. See this art? See this art? You cannot find this anywhere else. I swear. Nobody uses paint to draw a class diagram. Only me. Right? That's because I'm... God. What's this? 150? Alright, so little deployment diagram, let's call it. This is a little explanation of what we currently have. Okay, guys? So a deployment diagram, a UML deployment diagram. So this is a UML deployment diagram. So what we have as our current deployment. It's not actually deployment, but this is the closest thing I can think of, So this is one project, one component, one package, and it's called the Bestaurants Application, right? This is our ArcMap application. And we have now a new application called Bestaurants Standalone. That's just an executable, right? This is the current, let's say, architecture. I don't like to call it architecture. Architecture is very more complex. It contains servers, contains so many things. But yeah, so we have this. We have that. What else we have? What else do we have? We have, of course, something very important. I guess you guessed it. Can I draw a circle here? Can I draw a cylinder? Damn it, paint. No cylinder. Whatever. Okay, this is the database. Don't laugh. I know you're laughing. Okay, so this is the Bestaurants JDB. Okay, Usually Bestaurants, usually the database is green. Don't ask, I don't know why. People are just drawing it as green. So this is our current ugly architecture. Look at that arrow. Look at this arrow. I can actually draw a proper arrow, can I? No. Ugly. Ugly. Delete. Alright, so I cannot draw an arrow. How the hell I can draw an arrow? You get the point, guys. I'm not gonna. Let's just this. I'm gonna clear my beautiful arrow here and make this black. And this guy connects to this. Okay, where's the and this connects to this. This is our current architecture. Not architecture. This is yeah, you can call it architecture. This is a mini architecture. So this baby connects to this baby, Bestaurant GDB. So the arc map and standalone. And we have code here and we have code here and now they are duplicated. Actually, I like it. I'm gonna save it. Current deployment, right? So this is our current architecture. We have two applications talking to the same geodatabase. It's a file geodatabase now. And we have ArcMap, we have standalone. And what's the problem with this design now? The problem with this design is that we have duplicated code, correct? We have code here, okay? The code gonna be red or triangles. So we have code here, some code here, another code here, another code here, and then this same code we are duplicating here, right? That's bad. Same code we are being duplicated here. So that's the current. So if you ask me now, Hussein, go and change, for example, the functionality of this. Let's add all categories. And when I select all, I'm gonna select all of these guys. If I do that, I have to go in my Bestaurants application code, change that, and I have to go in the standalone code and change that. You don't want this, believe me. If you are in a production environment, not production. If you are in actual professional work, you don't do that. You try to squeeze out, like what I'm about to do now. New deployment. So you try to squeeze out them application, common codes, you know, take them out. Oh god, I didn't take all of the code out. Some of the code is left. Oh my god. So this is actually the same thing, so you need to delete that. So we have this guy, and then what you do is you create your own library. I know some of you may think like, okay, this is not something new or whatever, but you know, I have to explain it. This is part of, although this is not purely GIS, this is common sense for object-oriented and basically architecture. I thought we should explain it, you know. So we call it Bestaurants Library, and you guessed it, right? So these babies, of course, not everything goes into the library, okay? Not everything can go into the library. Some of the things can actually be bad if you take it into the library, you know. You will end up with a lot of code that the library should not be maintaining, you know. And this is something we can't talk about right now, you know. So this is actually what we will be doing. So there you go. This is our new architecture. So there's one missing arrow. So my Bestaurant standalone can talk to the restaurant GDB. This guy can talk to the restaurant GDB. All right, and this guy might also talk to the personal GDB. We'll see about that. So this might establish a connection with a geodatabase, although it's a bad idea, you know, because you have a lot of coupling now. Everyone is talking to everyone. That's not good. But you can make this application only talk to the application, or you can just delete those guys and make only the library talk to the application. That's more like it. You know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see. We cannot make this from one video. Okay, we cannot make this in one shot. We'll try multiple things. Let's do this. But you get the idea, guys. Now, right? You get the idea. So this is what we want to do. So let's do it. After 5 hours of explaining, not 5 hours, we finally get a start. Okay. So this is our old architecture, new architecture. So we'll see. So just putting this for you guys to see if you're into this kinky shit. Yeah, like it, huh? You like it. I know you like it. See, I told you I'm the best. Nobody to draw. Don't do this, guys. Don't use paint to draw your class diagram. Use Visio or whatever. Okay. But I really don't like to install stuff here. It will get my machine very slow. Okay, enough talk. Let's do this. First of all, we need to let's open our Bestaurant application, because this is where all the goodies are currently. And let's open a new project. I'm debating whether I should create a new project in this solution or in a new one. Let's create in the same solution. So what I want to do first is to create the library. So what is the library? It's basically a DLL file. My copy is already finished. New project. What do I want to create? I want to create a Visual Studio class library, and it is in the Bestaurants. Let's create a folder for it. Bestaurants Library, and of course we're gonna call it Bestaurants Library. Bestaurants Library. So it's not well. It doesn't have much of classes as a start. Just delete this one. This is the default class. So we need this, baby. We need it so bad. So we're gonna copy this. Hopefully I can copy and paste. I need the category and paste it in the library. Can I do this? Wow. I'm gonna delete this, but this is gonna blow up, right? It would be full of errors. So we're gonna fix this. After we fix all these errors, we're gonna go to the standalone. So be patient, my children. Copy. Restaurants. I need the restaurant also. Now this will cause an error. Why did it cause an error? It should cause an error. Yeah. Why? Because we don't have these references. We're gonna start referencing them. GIS references. So where is them? Where the mate? Esri.arcgis.geodatabase. Let's just add that. So what we found out that we have to be careful, guys, huh? This is very important. You don't want to drag crap from this project that is, let's go back to this nicely. So you don't want to drag some code that is clinged or attached to ArcMap into this. That's bad. You don't want to do that. If there, for example, it's bad to draw code that has anything to do with layers here, because this guy should not know any layers. Layers are things that ArcMap specific, but this also have to talk to directly to the geodatabase. So these should be pure ArcObject, not ArcMap code. So bear that in mind. So feature is not fine. Feature is a geodatabase. So I'm gonna pull the feature. I need the feature. So it's fine to have the feature here. All right. So we pull two classes as a start. Let's go ahead and just delete them from the parent. Oh boy, this will be bad. Error list, 11 errors. That's not so bad. We can fix it. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We can do it. So what's next, guys? The next thing is to build this project. Hopefully we don't have any problems. Compile. And then let's just build it. After we build it, you go here and add a reference. We need to add a reference to my new library, which is this baby. So you go to solutions and you select project. That only works when your project is in the same solution. But if your project is not in the same solution, then you can just compile it as a DLL and you browse it up. Browse. Where is it? How to browse? I think you browse from here. No, not here. So you there you go. Browse. I'm blind now. Okay. References between projects that target different runtimes or are not supported. Of course. That's bad, guys. Don't do that. Why? So when we created this project, we created under the SDK, using the SDK of ArcGIS, and that only supports 4. Or actually it was built under 4. So when you want to build a new library, it went to 4.5 by default because Visual Studio created it, not ArcGIS. So we have to make this matching before you start anything else. Make sure this is matching. And then let's build. And then let's try. Beautiful. So Bestaurants Library is referenced successfully. The errors are not gone yet. Why? Because the category now, the class category is not in the same project. It's in the different project. But hopefully when I click here, it says, hey, import Bestaurants Library. I found that this class is in your other project. Do you want to import that? Hell yeah, we want. Just go ahead and import every single restaurant's the same concept. So, and that's it. How about that? We have a warning here. Why? Yeah, because we didn't return anything here. Just return nothing. That's it. Okay. Time for testing. Now we're not gonna test the standalone yet. We're gonna test our master project. Master project. Are you still walking? Fine. Hey, master. Alright. Load. Oh my god. Ashwa. Good. Working. See you working, baby. See you working. Yeah, that's right. Faber. That's the Faber. That's the Faber right there. Don't believe me? Just watch me doing this. Yeah, this is not. I'm not kidding, guys. This is actually a library work. Okay. Okay, let me correct that. The library is not doing anything now. Okay, what we actually did is just pulled some classes out. Okay, the actual work is being done. I don't like this, but we're gonna fix that. I promise you. When I promise something, I do it. So don't worry. You do not need to worry, my fellow subscribers. Okay, phone call. Not to worry. So what we need to do is, so let me show you first what happened here. Okay, so there's no restaurant uh, class anymore. So when you go here, double click here, it will populate the categories. So populating the category will hit the, it will need the layer, feature layer, but then it will get the feature class from that layer, and then it will do this nice code. We're gonna pull that code to the library as well, but not the layer. Okay, we're gonna write a function that calls the library to get the categories, and we will do that. We're definitely gonna do that. Okay, and to do that, we need to create a new class in the library, and that class is called categories with an S. So this way we need to populate all categories. But to do that, we need the feature class, of course. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We go to do it in the library. So add new class. So we have category as a single category object. Now what we need is a categories, the list of categories, the factory of these categories. So to do that, this class, let's write something. This class accepts a feature class and populates all categories. All right. I think you're getting what I want to do here. Okay. What we want to do is we're gonna have a property here called property categories as list of category. How about that, huh? How about that? Categories, not string, not string. Patient, guys. You're gonna do it. No, what's this? Okay. So when you go to the categories class, you can access all the actual individual categories. The list of is basically .NET list. So this is the .NET list of this category class itself, right? So this is really beautiful. So what we need to do here is to override the new operator to take a feature class. This feature class is what? The feature class, thank God we have the Geo database. The feature class is the category or the actually the restaurants subtypes. So to get that, we need only the feature class. From this new, now we need to copy some code. See how much we will save. So where is this? So here, when I go load, populate category, remember this? Populate category needs a class, and this class is done casting the subtype. Remember this code in the second or fourth episode, I remember, I guess. So all this cut. Now we have to really be careful here, okay? Let's just copy. There's combo boxes and shit here. We don't want combo boxes in our nicely tidy class here. Now do we? We don't want that. So in this case, we replace the drop-down list or the combo box with what? With the categories dot items dot clear. I can just categories dot. Okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, okay. As list of category. Right? So here we can do just items. I think it's just dot clear. Yeah, just clear. So, and then we're gonna populate items and then just dot add and then add a category, because this category takes a restaurant category. How convenient. And that's it. This loop is done. Long as you send me the feature class, I'm gonna do it. So we have copied some code around. This is the refactoring again. So pretty much I think this is gonna be the second episode of the refactoring. So more refactoring. More refactoring. Okay, where is our... Yeah, we are here. We are here. So categories, yes. Populate category. See how short this code will be now. We don't need all of this now. We can just delete all of this. But who will populate the drop-down list? Huh? Can you guess? Well, we can create an object called categories as categories equal new categories, which is in the Bestaurants library, and then this requires a feature class. No matter, I can send you a feature class. So I didn't send a feature layer here because the actual needed thing is a feature class. That's why I sent a feature class, plus some other reasons that we will find out. So that's the thing. I think it will work, but let's try. CMB categories, the combo box dot items dot add range. So this will take this list. This is a list now, and it will just slam all this list. No loop required, if I'm not mistaken. So it's categories dot categories, the actual items, dot to array. So this will convert this to array, to an actual, because add range requires an array. And hopefully this will work. Let's cross our fingers and pray. Let's pray. Oh Lord, help us. Help us in this endeavor and salvage our souls to beat them beasts. The beast of the Lord. This is not, we didn't change anything here. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. Object not set. Why? So our errors in the category 27. Well, nothing got populated. That hurts, man. That hurts. How can we fix this? So populate categories. It's in the new apparently. So, yep. Line 27. Let's find out what's in line 27, shall we? So it says object not set to an instance of a. This cannot be nothing. This should contain something, right? Unless we have done something here that is nasty. Right, so clear categories. Oh, I know. We didn't initiate this object, guys. New equal new list of categories. No, sorry, category. That's it. We tried to use this list before we created an object. That's a classical .NET, actually classical object-oriented error. If you are a programmer, you have definitely seen this error. And load, and definitely this is what I'm like. Yes! Yes! How about that? Beautifully executed. Now we're gonna read one code, another to go. So there is a populate, I guess, venues function here, right? That executes. So what does this do is basically it talks to the database, retrieves all the codes, and populate the categories. So what we will do here is we will write another code. Not we'll write it, like we'll just move around codes. That's what we are doing basically. So when I select a category, I will take that category item and then set the definition query. This we don't require because this is an ArcMap related thing because we need a layer. You can go back. I'm not gonna explain it, but this requires a layer to perform this, because what this does is basically it will filter the map itself. So we don't need this, but we do need to get the selected layer, get the feature layer, get the feature class, and there you go. There's a query. So how can we move this code and the populate? This will return a feature cursor, and the feature cursor will go to the populate venue, and then this will basically be a loop, and this will populate the combo box. I have so many approaches to this. We can move this, the actual query, to the library, or we can move the actual loop to the library. What I prefer is to move the actual query, not the loop. Why? Because if we are using, we don't know what the client wants now. He might need the cursor for something else. If we remove the cursor from him, then that's gonna maybe piss him off, you know, the developer who we're gonna use our library, that is, of course. So we can do this. We can move this code into a new, not a new, basically we're gonna move it to the category itself, because in a given category, give me the restaurants in that category. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? So we're gonna add a function here. Is it a function? Functions or a property? Let's see. Let's go with the function. So public function get restaurants, although that I really wanted to do a list. I'm debating whether I should do a list or okay. There is a performance stuff here as well I have to think about. You know what? Let's go with the function. We're gonna refactor later. More refactoring. Get restaurants. So this will return a list of restaurant. So, but this requires a feature class. Do we have the feature class? No. We need to pass the feature class for that. Feature class. We can do without the feature class by passing this in the new, but we don't want to do that now. Alright, this query filter, selected category. So guys, what is the selected category? Is actually this current category, which is me, the category I am in. You can see me in .NET and VB.NET, or in C#, it's this. Or you can just do this, whatever rocks your boat. So give me all the restaurant in the category that I am in right now, and then return a list of restaurants. Yeah, let's return a list of restaurants. No problem. So to return a list of restaurants, you need to create a restaurants object, a new list of restaurant, and then basically do some looping. P feature equal P feature cursor dot next feature do until P feature is nothing. This is not nothing. Loop. Right. Then copy. This is going to be like this. do some styling here. Populate venue. And this will create a restaurant. The restaurant, to create a restaurant, you just need a feature. Beautiful. We have already done that. So in the category, you just need to create a restaurant object, restaurant as new restaurant, and give it the feature which we just looped through. And then you say prestaurants.add prestaurant. Come on, man, you can do it. No? All right, so we populated this list. Now return it nicely to the return restaurants, and that's it. We're done. We compile in the library so we can see the code here, and then we do some cleaning, and then we're done. So when I select the category, I'm gonna populate the venues. This is no longer required. This is no longer required. This all this is not required now. We have to do just selected category dot get restaurants, and then give me the feature class. Do I have the feature class? I deleted the code that I need the feature class. Let's undo. Right, so I just need the feature class here. Thank you very much. Then we just can delete this. And then we do p selected category, the selected category dot get restaurants. Give me the feature class, and then this will return what? This will return p restaurants as list of restaurant equal this, and we'll do the same magic trick here. So cmb venues dot items dot add range p restaurants dot what is this, items dot to array. We can also delete the populate venue. Where is it? Search populate venue. We can safely delete this, but let's keep it because we'll not clean everything today. We're gonna leave it to the next episode. Build this project, and dish. Load, run. Works fine, guys. The only difference, you didn't see any difference now, by the way, but the only difference is that your code is now like this. Your library is making the queries, not your application. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop here. I don't want to stretch this episode too long. We're gonna continue with the third part of the refactoring in the next episode. We're gonna do more refactoring here. We're gonna do more refactoring here, and gonna be fun. Okay, guys, stay awesome. Gonna see you in the next one. Goodbye.